Fox News has been very clear about its agenda against Black Lives Matter. In fact, they're pushing to name Black Lives Matter as a terrorist hate group. Now, Bill O'Reilly has done numerous segments about Black Lives Matter, and in the latest, he's speaking with Mary Catherine Ham about a chant that he heard at a rally in Missouri. Now, take a look at what he has to say about it.
Just hours after Deputy Darren Goforth was murdered in Houston, allegedly by a black man, there was an anti-police demonstration at the Minnesota State Fair by Black Lives Matter.
Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon.
Is Black Lives Matter a hate group?
No, I mean, you mean like neo-Nazis or Aryan Nation or Klan or even...
I think they're a hate group. They hate police officers.
Well, they have strong feelings about...
No, they hate them. They want them dead. These people, after the death, the murder of this deputy, went out and said, we want more police officers killed. You're giving these people the benefit of the doubt.
What I'm saying...
My question is, are they a hate group? Mary Catherine.
No, I do not think they're a hate group. Here's the thing, though. If they used the standard that the left uses for groups on the right when categorizing hate groups, then yes, they would be.
Okay, so note that they want to define Black Lives Matter as a hate group because of some people who used a chant that, honestly, I don't think they should have used. So pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. They shouldn't be using chants like that because it gives fodder to people on Fox News to label them the way that they've labeled them. Now, do I care what Fox News thinks? Not necessarily, but I care about what kind of messaging that leads to in society, right? And what people are going to paint these activists as. They're not a hate group. Some people might be misguided in the way that they're trying to get their message out. But the way that Fox News is covering this is absolutely ridiculous, especially when you consider some of the rhetoric used on Fox News and some of the actions taken by Fox News viewers as a result of that. One example would be the way Bill O'Reilly has covered George Tiller in the past and how that led to someone going into George Tiller's clinic and shooting and killing him.
I'm going to tell Black Lives Matter that they should go further. Here's what I mean. Don't use any violent imagery, chants, etc. Of course, that's counterproductive. Of course, I agree with Anna on that. Okay, it allows Bill O'Reilly to frame you in the wrong way. Okay, but don't back down at all from these sons of bitches. Okay, but when confronted, just use stats. And here's why I say that. And I don't mean, okay, hey, don't use emotion, don't get upset. You have every right in the world to get upset. You're getting killed disproportionately by cops. But you want to fight, Bill O'Reilly? Well, let's fight, okay? Yeah. I have the facts on my side, and you're a goddamn liar. So, for example, 2/3 of the people who were shot by cops while being unarmed were minorities. Even though blacks make up only 13% of the country, okay, put in Latinos, we're talking a little over the quarter of the country. 2/3 of the people shot when they're unarmed were blacks and Latinos. That means they were wrong. They didn't have arms. One guy was naked. They're like, who cares? Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. That happens disproportionately to minorities. That's why it's Black Lives Matter. Because it's a matter of perspective, and it's amazing. Because African Americans say Black Lives Matter because it's obvious to them that the authorities treat them in a manner in which they show that they think they don't matter, right? Whites look at it and go, or white right-wingers like Bill O'Reilly look at it and go, oh, when you say Black Lives Matter, you're saying white lives don't matter or cops' lives don't matter. No, they're not saying that at all. They're not saying, because they view it as like, you're attacking me, you're attacking me. If you're attacking people who are disproportionately shooting African Americans, well, you must be attacking me because I kind of like that, right? Or at least I defend it. Don't you? Bill O'Reilly, you defend it every day, don't you? You're the one who pushes violence all the time. You push it against the black community, you say it's all their fault, it's their culture's fault, and then when black people get shot, you say, no, the people protesting against that are the ones who encourage the violence. No, the violence comes from the cops in the first place. Now, that doesn't mean you shooting cops is reprehensible and supremely ironic, right? Because then what does it do? Now, by the way, Black Lives Matter never shot a cop. None of those protesters shot a cop. So, but what do? They say, oh, somebody shot a cop, and now let's talk about Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And as if they got encouraged by Black Lives Matter, as if they got encouraged by that Minnesota rally that he showed. It's a Minnesota rally, shooting. The Minnesota rally happened after the shooting. So how could the shooter have been encouraged by the chant at the Minnesota rally?
Yeah, that's a great point. And also, Bill O'Reilly is the last person on the planet who understands the notion of self-reflection. Because while he's sitting in that chair calling Black Lives Matter activists, right, a hate group, he's not taking into consideration his own commentary on his own shows and how it's convinced people in the past to do violent things. Okay, so the George Tiller thing is huge, and no one ever talks about it. It drives me crazy. He would say over and over again on his program that George Tiller, who performed abortions, was a baby killer. And then some crazy lunatic who watched his show went out there and he shot and killed this abortion doctor, okay? If you don't believe me, take a look at the way Bill O'Reilly covered George Tiller.
Killing babies in America. That's the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. For $5,000, Tiller, the baby killer as some call him, will perform a late-term abortion for just about any reason. You should be very disturbed by what continues to happen in Kansas. This man, Dr. George Tiller, known as Tiller, the baby killer, is performing late-term abortions without defining the specific medical reasons why. Tiller has killed thousands of late-term fetuses without explanation. No question Dr. Tiller has blood on his hands. Tiller, the baby killer out in Kansas, acquitted today of murdering babies. There's got to be a special place in hell for this guy. This guy will kill your baby for $5,000, any reason. Any reason. You go in, you go, the Glenn Beck program upset me today and I can't have the baby. I mean, bang, you got $5,000, he's taking them out.
So is Fox News a hate group?
Yeah, well, first of all, that's exactly why Bill O'Reilly does this projection, right? He's like, I know that if I want somebody killed, I keep talking about how they're the bad guy, they kill other people, right? So when Black Lives Matter says, hey, stop killing us, he views it as, oh, I get it, you want to assassinate the people who are killing you, right? Because that's what I do. When I don't like an abortion doctor, I keep naming him on air, and I call him a baby killer. I say he murders babies, he kills babies for $5,000. He's got a special place in hell. Did Black Lives Matter ever say, hey, cops have a special place in hell reserved for them, and that, you should go after them? No, that's what Fox News does. Okay, now, Fox News, one more clip from Bill O'Reilly here that is going to show you that he's willing to do it again. Get the irony of this.
I dissent. I think they're a hate group, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to put them out of business. And any media person who supports them, I'm going to put them on this program. I'm going to put their picture right up on the air.
In public, are you allowed
can criticize the police. If you call for their demise, that's hatred.
See, you know what he's saying there? I'm going to put their picture on the air, like I did with Dr. George Tiller.
Yeah, so they can be targets.
So they can be targets. Why else would you say that? What does that mean? We put your picture on the air. We don't encourage anybody to do it. We're having a discussion about you. But we don't threaten to put Bill O'Reilly on air. We don't threaten to put anybody on air. When you threaten it, why? What does that mean? What is a threat? The threat is, I'm going to put you on air, and I'm going to get all the lunatics that watch my show to direct their violence against you. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. The audacity to claim that Black Lives Matter is a hate group and is in favor of violence when he's the guy doing it. He's the one provoking the violence, right? And then he's not alone. These guys, Black Lives Matter don't like cops who murder them. Yes, they don't like that. That's true. Oh, and hence anybody who goes after cops is part of Black Lives Matter or encouraged by Black Lives Matter. Now, why do they do that? Not just Bill O'Reilly. Ted Cruz, Sharon Angle. These are Republican politicians. Ted Cruz, a U.S. Senator. Joni Ernst, another U.S. Senator, have all talked about their Second Amendment rights and remedies. What does that mean? Their remedy to murder government officials, even though they're in the government, okay? Black Lives Matter never threatened to kill cops, okay? Oh, you didn't like one of their chants. Let me read you Joni Ernst, who's now a Republican U.S. Senator from Iowa, okay? She said, I have a beautiful little Smith & Wesson, a 9mm, and it goes with me virtually everywhere. But I do believe in this right to carry, and I believe in the right to defend myself and my family, whether it's from an intruder or whether it's from the government, should they decide that my rights are no longer important. So she is saying if the government comes to take my guns or thinks, or I have an issue with however they're treating my rights, I will murder them with my Smith & Wesson. That's her Second Amendment remedies. That's the language that Sharon Angle used while running against Harry Reid, okay? So Republican politicians, U.S. senators, have talked about murdering people with their guns if their rights are intruded upon. But Black Lives Matter had the wrong chant. They didn't like the Black Lives Matter complain about people getting killed by the cops.
So don't you think that this is also par for the course in terms of the way the media covers any type of political activism? Now, I think that they're particularly aggressive toward Black Lives Matter because there's the component of race involved. But also,
and
when
they hate black people.
And they hate, exactly, that's what I mean. But also, I mean, if you just look back a few years ago with Occupy Wall Street, I mean, the media never takes political activists seriously because they're bought by the corporations just like politicians are. So there's that factor that plays a huge role in this. And then there's the racial component that plays a huge role in this. So it doesn't matter what your background is or what type of political issue you want to go out there and raise awareness about. The media does not take you seriously, and they will go through many efforts in order to discredit you. And that's what they've done with Occupy Wall Street. That's what they're doing with Black Lives Matter. And the real question is, if people are going to buy that framing, if they're actually going to bite the bait, and it seems like a lot of people are. If you're going to allow Fox News to frame Black Lives Matter and formulate your own opinions on that movement, well, then I feel sorry for you because you've bought into the propaganda.
You think it's just Bill O'Reilly going out off the reservation? Of course not. Fox News, their memo has been written. We've covered many memos from Fox News vice presidents saying this is what you will now all cover on TV as if it is news. And so here comes Elizabeth Hasselbeck, video 8 here. She's going to come in. She's going to repeat the same talking points as Bill O'Reilly because Fox News has decided that Black Lives Matter is a hate group, and they're going to push that propaganda onto everybody as if it's news. Watch.
Kevin, why has the Black Lives Matter movement not been classified yet as a hate group? I mean, how much more has to go in this direction before someone actually labels it as such?
Well, they should do it, but unfortunately, it's being financed by the leftists. And ironically, it's people that have no concern at all about black lives, people like George Soros.
George Soros has nothing to do with this. It's amazing how much propaganda there is on Fox News. First of all, the fact that they get a black guy to say negative things about Black Lives Matter. Again, it's par for the course in terms of what Fox News likes to do. And at the same time, they just bring up George Soros. First of all, I would guarantee that at least 80% of the Fox News audience has no idea who George Soros is. They just hear his name being used in a devilish way and they think, oh my God, this must be a really bad guy. George Soros has nothing to do with this movement. And even if he did, he's not an evil person. There's nothing wrong with him funding the movement.
So the people on the left say, hey, you know, if you are a group that says certain people are inferior, certain people should be treated differently, certain people should be attacked, etc., that you're a hate group. We say that. Okay, because that's what you are. You say, I hate these groups. Right? I think black people are inferior. I think they're criminals. Like, you know, Mexicans are criminals or rapists. You know, gays should have different rights. Of course, less rights than us straight people, et cetera, et cetera. You're a hate group. Those on the right say that if you protest being murdered by cops when you're unarmed, you're a hate group. Well, what are we supposed to do? What, do we bow our heads and go, well, of course, if I'm unarmed, go ahead and shoot me to death. I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to hate upon that, right? So, by the way, let me quote The Guardian here. Black Americans are more than twice as likely to be unarmed when killed during encounters with police as white people, okay? Twice as likely to be killed when unarmed. That's what they're complaining about. That's what they're protesting about. It's the most American thing they can do is to protest. And if Fox News doesn't like it, they should do twice as many protests. They should do 4 times as many protests. So who gives a shit what Bill O'Reilly and Elizabeth Hasselbeck and their puppet master, Roger Ailes, thinks? Shove it down their throats.